What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope you're having a wonderful start to a brand new week. This is Glenn here, back with another vlog. So lately I've been talking a lot about my self-development journey and like life lessons and stuff about, getting more in touch with my feelings and developing self-control and being grateful for things. And I decided that with this vlog, one of the things I want to focus more on is just talking about my voice acting journey specifically, about what it's like being an entrepreneur and self-employed, what it's like looking for work, what it's like auditioning, and just developing that whole practice. And one of the things that I learned from another YouTuber who I'm big into is he talked about, one of the ways about making a good vlog is that you don't necessarily have to be the biggest expert in your field. Like, you don't have to have all the answers for whatever it is that you do or purporting to know stuff about. But really, it's about just documenting the journey and the story. So, I'm still pretty new to the whole voiceover world, but I can at least, share my insights, share my journey along the way, and hopefully, some of you guys out there or other people might come by later and be able to glean some value from it, from my insights. Just, telling things like I see it and just talking about what I learned along the way. So in this video today, I want to talk about five things that I want to focus on in regards to my acting props for this new year of 2022. And to clarify, when I'm talking about this, I'm talking very specifically about the acting performance. So not so much about like the business side, the branding, marketing thing, auditioning skills, etc. Just five things about how I can become a better actor. And these are five sort of broad categories of focus that I want to have going into this year as I try and, just improve my ability to get behind the microphone and give the best performance that I can. So the first one is consume as much educational literature that I can get my hands on. So I've signed up for a number of different courses. Some of them I took a while ago that I haven't completed yet. My sister went to college for acting and theater performance, so I borrowed a bunch of books from her, from some of the big acting teachers like Stanislavski and Adler, and people who are just icons of the whole acting school of thought. I've got a membership to the website Masterclass, where you got some courses with like Natalie Portman, Samuel L. Jackson, Helen Mirren, similar folks. And I'd like to do a couple live classes as well, like, doing some more live workshops, working directly live with people. So just exposing myself to as much educational material out there as I can, and just gleaming from that what I can, and, making it my own. Second thing is kind of related to the first one, is I want to spend more time looking at other actors, and specifically other voice actors, and just kind of seeing what they're doing, what they're acting. So I've got a lot of other friends who are fellow voice actors, and I want to spend more time, looking at the people who are doing well, who are making grounds, and just listen to their voiceover demos and reels, and listen to, some of their voice samples, look at some of the work that they were in, commercials, video games, etc. And also just any time that I happen to be watching a TV show or a movie or even a cartoon, just paying more attention to what are the actors doing. It's something that you kind of become more sensitive when you start learning about acting technique, is you start picking up on things when you're watching movies or consuming various kinds of media that you might not if you were just a casual viewer. So just being more mindful every time I'm consuming, anything that has actors and performers and speakers in it. Just be mindful about what they're doing and start picking up these trends and these practices. And also going out of my way to, find more opportunities to absorb that kind of stuff. So that's number two. Number three is getting more in touch with my feelings. And my last video that I made last week was mainly about this, talking about learning how to feel my feelings. And I've always been a guy who, I mentioned this last week, has been I tend to have a very analytical mind. I try to solve a lot of problems with my head. And sometimes you spend so much time in your head that you're not in your body as much. You're not feeling, what emotions and anxieties and stuff that you're dealing with. So a lot of my, development as an actor, I want to be more mindful of that, because so much of acting is being able to be present in the moment of those situations. Like you want to be able to feel the emotion that you're trying to portray in whatever scene, in whatever context that's going on. And a big part of that, I think, is just being able to be more sensitive to emotions in general. So I talked a little bit about this last week, once again, about how whenever I feel anxious or happy or just have a sensation come over me, not just, going on with my day or trying to suppress it if it's uncomfortable, but just kind of sitting with it and just like really getting a sense for what it feels like to be in this emotion and thinking about what kind of things lead me to those kind of emotions. And there's other stuff I can do for that as well. Like there's a meditation practice I've been learning about called releasing. That's similar to that, where you just sort of sit in an emotion and you just kind of be present with it and able to learn more about what's going on in your body and just being more sensitive to that in general. So just being able to be more of a feeler and maybe a bit less of a thinker this year as I go into, continue to develop along a pathway of something that's just very feeling and emotion driven. I mean, all the best performances that I've seen in movies and television, it's just been a very emotionally gripping. And you can tell that the actor is just so present in the emotion, in the motivation of that scene. And then that's number 3. So then number 4, which is similar, so is going to be more about trying to strengthen my visualization muscles. So my ability to, whenever I'm in the box, whenever I'm in the recording booth, being able to feel like I'm actually present in whatever the context or scenario that I'm recording for is. So being able to, just visualize that scene. And that really is a skill that you can develop. It's like a part of taking like a skill of your imagination, but then also being able to feel that stuff more viscerally. So kind of like number 3 with feeling emotions, but feeling just like the reality of like, being in a certain building or being in a certain feeling, or, like maybe there's certain weather conditions, or being able to visualize the audience that you're talking to or the other actor that you're interacting with. Because, one of the unique challenges about voice acting that you don't get so much from like stage or television or film acting is that there's, you often don't have the luxury of being able to interact with sets or other actors on scene and being able to like actually be in a physical setting that reinforces the story that you're trying to tell. Sometimes, you might do like a mocap thing, or maybe if you go to a proper studio, be in a room with like several other people who are all reading together. But oftentimes, it's just me phoning in from my own booth, and I've got to make up the difference in my mind. And there's a lot of exercises you can do to develop that as well. Like there's one book I've been reading called Psycho-Cybernetics, which talks about, being able to strengthen your ability to visualize scenarios in your head, and how even having mental practices of things can make you more confident and proficient in them, because it goes on to the science about how the subconscious mind can't always tell the difference between an experience you've actually had and one that you're just visualizing very strongly. So that could be I think, a powerful exercise for being able to just give a better performance by being better able to visualize myself in the scenario that my character is in. And then lastly, number 5 is just learning to feel more comfortable in my body. And this one's probably less of like an acting technique oriented one and more of just like, the quality of life thing, where whenever I get in the booth to do a performance, I don't want to be in a position where anything in my body or anything on my mind is going to be distracting me from being present in the moment. And I mean, some of that's a skill, learning how to take whatever's going on in your life, whatever chaos you may be dealing with, and just leaving that aside. But also just being more comfortable, having a more healthy body so that you don't have as many of those obstacles present when you're trying to be, performing. So just thinking more about having a healthier diet, going to the gym more often so I just feel stronger and more energized. So my cardiovascular ability is better, so I'm not as out of breath if I'm getting really into a performance. I've got a number of old injuries, like I jacked up my shoulder a while ago. I got some lower back pain that I'd like to deal with. And anything else that I can get sorted out in my body, just so I feel more comfortable just being me and being present. And the better able I am to just be in touch with my body and use it in the way that I want it to bring life to my performance, the better. I think whatever you're trying to do in life, being physically healthy, being physically fit is a benefit to whatever you're trying to do. And I think in acting, perhaps even more so than in other places. So those are the 5 broad categories of things I want to focus on going into this year when it comes to my ability to perform as an actor. I'm casting a wide net here, but I'm hoping that as I continue to explore some of these ideas, I might be able to more sharply articulate some of the things that, I really gravitate toward, or things that I really see need even more work once I start exploring. So hopefully by casting kind of a wide net, exploring a lot of broad different avenues of, ways to approach this, that I'll be able to, expose myself to a lot of different possibilities and be the better for it. So I'm really looking forward to that journey. I think there's gonna a lot of great opportunities out there, a lot of great resources for learning. So looking forward to diving more into that. All right, that's what I got this week, guys. Appreciate anyone who stuck around and watched till the end. Always appreciate, getting comments from folks, some people I know personally in my friend family group, let me know that they've checked in on my videos. Always appreciate you guys for tuning in. And yeah, that's what I have got. So I will catch you all next time. Take care.